Today we're talking to TM Alleyne.
So you're a poet,
Yeah,
you're an artist, you're a writer.
I'm a writer.
You've made a track called Sweet Gambia.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us about Gambia? Where is it?
Gambia is in West Africa. You see, you notice a smile when when I'm talking about Gambia. There's always a smile on my face. Yeah, Gambia is in West Africa. You know, it's surrounded by Senegal. If you ever look at the map, it's surrounded by Senegal.
Okay.
And you know, you have Mauritania, you got Guinea-Conakry, you got all these, Nigeria, Ghana.
Okay.
All this is West Africa. So Gambia is just a small piece of land that I think the British ruled. You know, whereas the French ruled Senegal,
Right.
the big piece around it. You know, so it's not very big, to be honest.
Okay.
I think someone was telling me when I was there. Somebody told me the widest part of the Gambia is only about 11 miles long. Yeah, and it's about 300 from here to Scotland. It's 300 miles long, but 11 miles wide, something like that.
The song itself, Sweet Gambia. Where did you get your inspiration from?
I got it from the Gambian people themselves, and I got it from the kids. Because I actually wrote it out. The kids were playing, and I was sitting on the veranda, and just their happiness, you know. And they're playing all these little games, you know, like in the UK here, the kids will be on their PlayStations and they will be on their Xboxes and stuff like that. But over there, it's kind of free, you know. But over here, the kids in the Xbox, they're in their own little worlds, or they're in their room upstairs, you know. But over there, all the kids, they start playing together, having their games, and it came from there.
And what do you think the inspiration of the song should give others?
Well, the inspiration of the song, what I think it should do, it should encourage people to come to Africa, not just to Gambia, but to Africa as a whole. You know, because Africa is such a beautiful place, you know. And coming from Europe, it seemed like virgin territory, you know what I mean? But I know if too many people come, they will spoil it, because people come with different intentions, you know what I mean? So come with an open mind.
Do you actually play any instruments yourself?
Yeah, I play the guitar. I just play the guitar a little bit. I'm not no Eric Clapton or BB King or anything. No, I'm not one of them. I just couple of chords, and that's all I know.
Is that the only instrument you play?
Well, I used to play the flute as a child. I used to play the flute, and actually, when I was living in the Caribbean, my uncle he had a ukulele. The ukulele is like a small guitar with 4 strings. Yeah. Funny enough, a lot of people don't know what a ukulele is. It's just a small guitar with 4 strings. But when I came to the UK, you know, I bought a guitar, and I just taught myself.
Well, what about this song, Sweet Gambia? What makes it sweet?
The people, the traditions, the culture. You know, sometimes, you know, they're like I'm from the Caribbean, and I remember my wife told me, she said I haven't got a culture, you know, and I'm saying no, yeah, we've got a culture, I've got a culture. She said no, you don't, and I thought I was a bit, what's she talking about? But when I went to the Gambia, actually, I saw what she was actually talking about, you know what I mean? Because in Gambia, you know, like, it's very family orientated, you know. And when you ask the children, for example, what when you go, what you want to be, what you want to do? Most of them will say, oh, I want to look after my parents. Yeah, that's the first thing they'll say. I want to look after my parents, and I find that so beautiful. You know what I mean? You know, like over here, we have to make sure we have insurance, you know, for your people's homes and that. But over there, it's like the old people stay with the younger ones, and then the grandchildren comes through and the great grandkid comes through, and they're all sort of a community. And I sort of envy that as coming from the Caribbean, because I don't feel that as a, you know. But I must give a shout out to the main man, Lord Funny, because if you look at the video, You see, it's funny. It's just a tribute to the original. You know, he said, "Sweet, sweet Trinidad, how I love this country here." You know, but I used that. I contacted him, and I asked his permission because it used to play in my head all the time. It was such a nice melody, so it was easy to write over. He said, "Yeah, just use it." And I said, so that's what. So when I finished the song, I sent it to him, and he loved it. You know, I mean, he absolutely loved it. You know, so
So this was more of a tribute to Gambia and to Lord Funny.
yes, and it's a Trinidad and the Gambian link. I would love Trinidad to play Gambian football. I would just love to see that.
So who would you support? It's always like that, isn't it?
Yes. It's like people said when the West Indies come to play England, who you
Yeah,
support?
but I heard your son's actually quite a good baller.
Well, he's trying.
Okay.
He's trying. Yeah, he's trying. So we see how that goes. You know what I mean?
So the lyrics were something that people were a bit unsure of.
Some of the lyrics, because you'll have for at the beginning, foreigners always asking me why people in Gambia. It's the same like foreigners always asking me why people in Trinidad so happy. What to do? Well, I have to tell them the truth. When they come down here on their holidays, dance, sweet music, 5-star hotel stay. What they say, hey, they have a good day, hey. And I tell them, sweet, sweet Gambia. Well, I'm not a singer, but you know what I mean. I can write the words on that, but I'm not a singer. So forgive any little rattles in the voice and blah, blah, blah. And I'm drinking coffee, so this is my excuse.
What about in Gambia? What places would you advise people to go and visit who are going on holiday over there?
Well, there's this part called Jufre. Jufre is where the slave, you know, if you want the slave thing, where the roots, I think the roots were filmed over there. And when I went there, you know, it's too much emotions there. You know, you don't, when you go there, you don't go with a big smile on your face because of the history, you know, of the slavery thing and all that. So it's a good place to visit, but, you know, it's a sort of a reality check. You know, I remember when I took my son there one time, and the guy was saying, "Oh, you know, this is it was the Roots Festival, and they usually have the parties, the boats with the tourists going to Jufre." And I remember one time, what really angered me there. I'm not talking about the anger of the Gambia, but what angered me, you know, there was a little part there, a little dark part, and yeah, and he said, that's where they used to keep the naughty slave, the slaves that were behaving bad. And I thought, what did you say? You know, the slave that were behaving bad. Are you not? And that got me. And you see, there's other people there, and that sort of touched the nerve with me.
Obviously, you've got like an emotional link with that as being a Caribbean and or an African Caribbean and seeing the history. But the Gambians, do they have the same kind of emotional link?
I don't think so. I don't feel it. You know, like slavery shows of slavery, like roots and that. I've never actually. I saw bits of it, and I told myself I'll never look at it. And slavery things, I don't look at it. Yeah, I can't stomach it. I just can't stomach. You know, it just doesn't go down my throat, because our people are supposed to be warriors, and how come we like angels? Well, not angels, but how come we give in so quick? So I always think that there's a bit missing. It just doesn't sound right with the slavery thing. The whole thing doesn't sit on my chest. It doesn't sit well.
So do you think there's like there can be a closer link between the Caribbean and African West Africa?
I think it's sure, because if according to the map, yeah, it's just one flight straight across. I don't know why you have to come to Europe to go and America to go down to the Caribbean. I don't know why. It's just one. If you have a picture of a globe, you'll see West Africa is here, the Caribbean is here. Just there, but it never happens. And I think there should be closer ties, man. But now people are starting to wake up. That's why you have a lot of people from the diaspora going back, and
So do you think they would appreciate your song Sweet Gambia?
Oh, they do appreciate it. Yes, they appreciate it. Yes,
Are they looking at that as a place to go?
of course, yes. And a lot of people say Ghana as well. Maybe Ghana because Ghana is a lot bigger.
Or why do you think Gambia is quite a tour or a pull for diaspora?
Because it's small and sweet, quality rather than quantity. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's quality. Actually, sometimes what I actually think is there's a lot of things we don't know, and there are a lot of things we think we know. And sometimes when you get a calling, like when something like different, I think like different parts of the earth have sort of magnetic connections or some sort of connection, and it pulls you. And even though we think we have choice, sometimes I think in certain things we don't have choice. I don't want to go into the spiritual and all this thing, though. You know what I mean? To kill the interview. But sometimes I think is like a lot of West Africa. Maybe a lot of people from the Caribbean came from there, especially West Africa. And that's why I think the calling, I want to go back. Something in your subconscious probably saying, go back home, go back home, go back home. Something is pulling you. I think a lot of it is fashion as well, to be part of something. But soon you know what I mean, you separate the meat from the bone, But I think a lot of it, maybe, but I'm talking from my opinion. And a lot of people, yeah, motherland. Like a lot of singers will sing about the motherland, but they'll never go there. A lot of them they'll say, yeah, Africa. They've never visited the place. They never live among the people. So I'm not bigging myself up here. Don't get me wrong. But I'm glad when I stayed there for 4 years, living among the people and trying to understand them. And I think that's a better way of writing, because I can feel it. Sometimes I can feel the pain, the suffering and the hardship. You're living it with them. And I think you have a better understanding when you're writing. Because when I write about Africa, sometimes because I'm vexed with Mama Africa sometimes, because of the foolishness that's going on. We are the breadbasket of the world, and we're the poorest. How can that be? Something isn't right. Very strange.
Where do you like?
I like the whole country. I love the whole country. I'm not trying to specify anything. You just go. Rent a car or a Jeep or something. Just go. The roads are good now. There are lights on the streets now. So just rent a van, rent a Land Rover type thing, and just go. Because I don't want to put specific things on specific, go here, go Jufrey, go there. No, just go. And there's another side, you can cross the river and go up country that way as well.
Can you cross into Senegal?
Yeah, you can cross into Senegal. It's easy because Senegal surrounds.
Is there a border around there or a barrier?
Yeah, there are borders where you can pass, but there are places you can just walk through, you know what I mean? Well, like the Gambians and the Senegalese having a little, there's Gambians and I think the Malians or whatever having say, we invented the Kora, so that's their fight. I can't tell a lot about the Kora, but it has a unique song, a unique sound to it. It's a beautiful, it's like a guitar, but it's a bing, ding, ding, bing. It's a higher pitch on the guitar. Bing, ding, bing, ding, ding.
How does it make you feel?
It makes you feel nice. Yeah, it's a big calabash, the big calabash. It's a calabash, and you just have some strings.
They have like traditional music.
Yeah.
Kora.
Yeah.
Know any artists?
Yeah, Jaliba Koyati, he's the biggest one. And you have a lot of other ones. What's her name? Jabati. But I know Jabati is her second name, her family name. Yeah. They have something that I don't know the name. So one time I went to the show, and there's this man with this. I think it's got 2 strings and this kind of a stick. And I'm thinking, what's that? You know, when you're making music, it doesn't matter what you use, you know. You can use a bottle and spoon. The bottle and spoon man just be singing out well tune. The drum and bass go fall in place. The bottle half with water is bacchanal and manslaughter. Sweet meat, that's calypso. It's not mine.
Do they have anything like the kora in the Caribbean?
Because this kora I know is a guitar. Yes.
And do they have a distinguished difference? Because the guitar's been around for 1,000 years, hasn't it?
No, I don't know.
I'm sure it was in Cordoba in Spain. They
maybe,
used it.
yes, maybe.
The Senegalese were the people that went there.
Yeah, the Iba people, yes.
So they must have had knowledge about these kind of instruments then.
Well, maybe it was theirs. You know what I mean? You know how instruments are. You know what I mean? Somebody else trying to make it better than. Yeah.
So, anything else about Sweet Gambia and Gambia in itself?
Yeah, Gambia is a sweet country. Go there. I think spiritually it's uplifting, and like anywhere else, it has its problems. But on the whole, you got to go with sincerity. Like anything, if you do anything with sincerity, or you go anywhere with sincerity, you benefit from it. You know, when you go there and just thinking you're better than everybody else, no, with your ego, you ain't better than nobody else, and nobody else is better than you. So go to the Gambia. It's sweet, sweet, sweet Gambia.